All right, we are back from Korea and phase 3 is already coming out. So let's take a look at what we got coming.
Hi everyone, I'm Clay Stone, Associate Production Director of WoW Classic. Welcome to our Season of Discovery Phase 3 preview. As our team has shared in the past, we have been blown away by the reception to Season of Discovery, and we're so excited to share this sneak peek at what's ahead with you. So with that, let's take a look at what we'll be covering today. We'll kick things off with raid information.
Okay.
Then, a preview of rune abilities, followed by our PvP updates, changes and additions being made to world events, a look at what's coming to professions, and close it out with a very important system update, and more, which you're definitely going to want to stick around for. All right, so just like last time, some
Holy shit. Yo, phase 3 is coming out a lot faster than phase 2, right? I feel like we had like a month and a little bit more for phase 2. It's coming out fast. I won't complain because I think people are getting bored of phase 2 already. It was pretty quick. Not a lot of too many cool runes to see. Hopefully we get to see some cool runes. And oh boy, are we ready for 20-man raids. Oh god. I'm gonna miss 10-man raids, dude.
Gamers. We're gonna put the build up on PTR soon to check our era and hardcore realms. But like all the other phases, phase 3 of Season of Discovery will not have a PTR for player testing. Still, there will be some data mining that occurs in advance of the launch. But as we've been saying since the beginning of Season of Discovery, not everything data mined will actually be in the phase or future phases.
Okay.
So speculators beware. And conversely, there's more to discover in this upcoming phase and beyond than we're going to talk about ahead of time. And we want your feedback.
Dude, he's like looking at my soul. I'm scared. Dude, the eye contact.
Everything we do across Classic continues to be a journey that is co-written by you, the players. And we can't wait to hear your thoughts on all of it. All right. So I'm sure it is a total surprise that absolutely no one saw coming that the Temple of Atal Hakar, aka the Sunken Temple, will be our new and first 20-player level up raid. This raid is jam-packed with 8 bosses, tons of new items including new item sets, new and revamped epic drops, and up-leveled and rebalanced quest rewards. This is also when the level 50 class quests come online, which will provide a wide array of powerful items for each class. Jumping into a quick preview of a few of the bosses, the first boss in this raid is Atalarion, a massive berserker troll that acts as a bit of a janitor, cleaning up or potentially eating any person or thing that happens to fall down from the atrium above. If the fall doesn't kill you, this guy definitely will. Next up, we have a brand new boss, the Festering Rot Slime. This engorged, gelatinous monster inexorably patrols one of the outer rings of the Sunken Temple, consuming any wandering adventurers hapless enough to cross its path. A bit further into the raid, we have Jamal and Ogam, a priest and an undead avenger, utterly dedicated to seeing the blood god Hakar return to the mortal world. These two will keep you on your toes and have a few tricks up their sleeve to keep the fight interesting each time you encounter them. The last boss in this preview is the mighty green dragon, Aranicus. Aranicus has been having a bit of a bad dream for the past few decades, and that dream is manifesting in our world in a variety of ways, which Nora will talk about in just a little bit. For those that make it to his lair, we can't recommend waking this big beast up, but if you do and are able to prevail, a lot of sweet loot will no doubt await you. Speaking of loot, here's a quick look at some of the awesome rewards you'll find inside the Sunken Temple. First up, we have a new take on the Drakestone item with a new Shadow Arcane spell damage variant. Next up is a rather unique weapon. Yes, it's an axe gun. Shamans and paladins have felt left out for quite some time when it comes to having ranged weapons, and short of Egan's blaster, there's not much for them.
What?
Now, you too...
Wait. Paladins can use this? And shoot gun? It does have a minute cooldown, but that's cool. What? No, this is a weapon slot, right? Okay, I was thinking of like Libram slot, dude. Okay, no. I'm overcooking right now.
Short of Egan's blaster, there's not much for them. Now, you too can have a gun that you can swing like an axe or shoot like a gun, with a cooldown, of course. It's unfortunately a bit slow on the reload.
Okay.
Lastly, we have a quick look at our tier tokens. Similar to AQ40, we'll have 2 different tokens with several classes on each. We really like the token system in Nomergon.
I like the token
It sometimes
system.
felt a bit bad to be rolling against the entire raid whenever one dropped. So now we'll have 2 different tokens.
Yo, I want to say something though. Addition, if any Blizzard employees watch ever, I'm not sure. But, I don't like that we have this token system, but I still had to buy leather pieces for DPS. I know like classic WoW, we always wear like leather or mail if it's better than plate, because plate's usually tankier. I didn't like that, man. And most of the pallies, we all bought leather gear, and I want to wear plate, you know? So since they're adding the tokens, just add in tank, healer, and DPS, right? I'd like that. I don't want to buy leather.
Multiple will drop on each boss that can drop set tokens. And here's a quick look at some of the epic rewards. First off, we've got a glow up for the classic Embrace of the Serpent robe for healers. We've also updated the sword Dragon's Call. One cool thing about this weapon is that we've added several brand new glow effects for weapons in this patch.
Dude, having 2 of these were bomb. There was a little level 60 classic tournament. It was a retail server, but you would stop at level 60 to do a tournament in dueling. Tips I hosted. And I had 2 of these bad boys we were slaying.
And this is one of the first items to take advantage of having a very fancy, but still quite classic, new glow. And just like in previous raids, we've got several fun items lined up as well. The first item is the Atalai Blood Ceremony, which allows you and a friend or frenemy to play a deadly game where only one survives. This item is great for when you need to decide something, and a coin flip just won't cut it. The Unorthodox Hex Stick allows you to embrace your inner critter and transform into a disgusting little creepy crawler to dazzle and disgust your friends. These are just a few examples, and there are several cool things coming with this patch. We've intentionally left the best ones for you to discover yourself. Lastly, one bit of feedback we took to heart this patch was that a lot of updated quest rewards for previous level up raids could feel a bit underwhelming. So for Sunken Temple, we've actually gone a step further and helped rebalance and restat many of the existing quest rewards. The first example here is a Vanguard Helm, and you can see we've made it a bit more attractive to the classes that can use it. And
That's
Helm
a
of
lot
Exile
of
as well. And while not a quest reward, we have also carried forward some of the work we did updating dungeon drops in the previous phase, and revamped even more dungeon drop rewards, including Princess Theradras's Scepter. And with that, I'll turn it over to Matt to give us a preview of runes and just some of the new abilities you'll get access to.
Hey folks, I'm Matt Everett, Senior Engineer on the Classic team. I'll go over some of the new runes you might find in Phase 3. Before that, I want to note that we heard your feedback that a lot of runes last phase weren't accessible until level 40. We've tried to balance Phase 3, so you'll find more runes while leveling, but you'll still have some to look forward to at 50. Let's look at Druids first. Gore gives you a chance to reset some key feral cooldowns and generate some rage. And Improved Bark Skin gives you all the benefits of Bark Skin without the drawbacks, and you can cast it on your friends. Next up are Hunters. With Lock and Load, your traps grant you a free shot with no cooldown. Focus Fire lets your pet build up Frenzy, which increases its attack speed. You can activate it to consume your pet's Frenzy, boosting your attack speed and granting your pet Focus.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Next up are Mages. Deep Freeze is a powerful 5-second stun on a frozen target.
Welcome back.
If the target's immune to stuns, it takes significant damage instead. Balefire Bolt lets you live on the edge of risk and reward, dealing heavy damage but decreasing your spirit. If you reach 0 spirit, you die. And by the way, if you're leveling a new mage, you might find this rune earlier than you expect. Paladins. Improved Sanctuary makes you even tankier.
I'm not saying O to the thing, I'm saying O to the mage stuff. Wait, that's cool. They might have put it back in like the starting zones. Improve Sanctuary, okay?
Increasing Sanctuary's damage blocked and damage dealt back to attackers. Wrath lets you crit with Consecration and applies your melee crit chance to your Holy Shock, Holy Wrath, and Exorcism spells. Let's look at Priest.
Man, I want mobility, man. I want the or long arm of the dick, man. Give me that shit. What is this shit? Yo, can the wing be purged, chat? Please, I'm gonna play positive. I'm gonna be positive. Thank you, please. Wow, I love Improved Sanctuary. Oh yeah, let me suck you. Oh. Yo, If this gets purged, I'm gonna be real mad.
Melee crit chance to your Holy Shock, Holy Wrath,
Right.
and Exorcism spells. Let's look at Priests. Pain and Suffering allows your Mind Flay ability to refresh the duration of Shadow Word Pain, while Surge of Light causes your crits to make your next Smite or Flash Heal instant cast. Rogues.
That's pretty
Honor
good.
Among Thieves is incredibly powerful, granting you a combo point each time a party member scores a crit.
Dude, this one's OP. It cannot stay like this.
It does have a short cooldown, but you'll be swimming in combo points with this rune.
That's gonna be insane.
Cut to the chase makes it easier to keep Slice and Dice up by allowing Eviscerate and Envenom to refresh it back to its max duration. Next up are
Yo, these are good.
Venom to refresh it back to its max duration. Next up are Shamans.
Damn,
When
two
you
of
deal
those.
melee damage, Mental Dexterity applies your intellect to your attack power, and then applies 30% of your attack power to your spells. Riptide is a fan favorite that instantly heals the target for an
Wow.
initial amount, and then heals for a similar amount over time. When you chain heal a target with Riptide active, it gets consumed to power up the chain heal. Warlocks. Pandemic makes damage over time spells even more overwhelming by letting them
Crit,
crit.
right? Yeah.
With this rune, you can summon the iconic Fell Guards to supplement your stable of demon pets. The Fell Guard is a powerful melee damage dealer capable of both tanking and dealing out serious punishment. He's not the only new demon you can summon this phase, but I'll let you discover that on your own. Warriors. With Taste for Blood, your rend damage lets you use Overpower once per 6 seconds. Sword and Board gives your Devastate and Revenge a chance to reset Shield Slam's cooldown and make it cost no rage. This time, Warriors get a bonus rune. The much requested Gladiator stance lets you live that Sword and Shield Gladiator fantasy. This increases your damage when wearing a shield, as well as letting you use abilities from other stances at the cost of survivability.
Damn.
This is one we've really been looking forward to bringing to the season, and we can't wait to see what Warriors are able to do with it. I love watching players work together to find all the new runes each phase, and I'm looking forward to this one. Up next, Nora will join us to talk about PvP updates.
Hey, thanks, Matt.
Hello.
My name's Nora Valletta, and I'm a lead software engineer on WoW Classic. I'm here to talk about some of the other updates we've got coming in Phase 3, starting with PvP. One of the things we've learned from previous phases is that PvP can be a bit rough when the only thing available is PvE gear that is generally set up with output stats rather than survivability stats. As a result...
Chat, I don't know if it's me, but I love Plunderstorm PvP, and I'd rather play that than normal PvP now. I like the dodge mechanic, the aim mechanic. Dude, it's been so good. I love that shit.
I'm going to be introducing a brand new level 50 PvP set that requires ranks 5 through 7 to equip and earn. This is similar to the rank 10 and rank 13 PvP sets in that it's a full 6-piece set with appropriate PvP set bonuses.
Oh, what?
There will also be a starter set available from a new faction called the Emerald Wardens, but we'll go into more
what?
detail on them later on. Here's a quick look at a few of the new PvP set items. You'll notice that they are a bit more specialized and focused than the previous level 60 PvP sets were.
Wait,
Each
how do they
class
look
will have
like?
a
That's
variety
what's
of sets
important.
available to them, such that multiple different specs or roles are covered. We're also making a few adjustments to the
Dude,
Blood
please
Moon
tell me it
event,
looks
including
cool.
adding brand new rewards for level 50. We'll also be adding a new currency for the level 50 rewards called Massacre Coins, which you'll earn when killing higher level players in the event. We'll be retiring the Bloodstained commendations that are currently available from the Bloodcoin vendor. Any existing commendations that you have will still function after the patch, but don't hold on to them forever. They will expire after 2 weeks. We think it's okay if you're able to bank these now to give you a bit of a leg up on PvP ranking at the start of the next phase, but we don't necessarily want you to be able to hoard enough coins to get you all the way up to rank 14 later on when that rank becomes available. We'll have a new PvP honor consumable token for level 50 as well, purchasable with the new
Wait, so we
currency.
could farm
And-
the SCV blood and just rank up with that? Is that what she's saying? Sorry, I was like petting my cat. What the? Dude, do we have to farm SCV then? Fuck, I can't. I have a tournament. I have a tournament on the 30th, chat. I'm gonna be plundering all day. And then we get it. Dude, we get phase 3 so soon. Holy moly, wow. WoW players are eating good.
How about some gear? Here are a few of the new items available via the Blood Moon event in Phase 3.
Corrupted Smashbringer? Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this?
Do note that the Headhunter's Barbed Spear is a warrior-only weapon. We also realize that ranged hunters may have felt a bit left out last time.
Yo, who cares about range hunter? Yo, what is this? Corrupted Smash Finger? Oh shit. Wait, it's for Shaman? Oh, Pepper! Dude, it says Shaman only. We're getting fucked. Oh, but what do we get? What do we get? Paladin? Oh, we get a oh, man, we get a relic. Oh, for Dragon? Yo, who cares about Dragon? Fuck, dude. Oh, Pepper. What Dragon? What is that? I'm fighting Evokers on retail? Dude, nah, dude, give me something else, man. Dude, I want to curve this. What? That sounds so cool. Is this the only thing Paladins get?
Warrior-only weapon. We also realize that ranged hunters may have felt a bit left out last time, so we've gone ahead and given them a pretty strong crossbow option in this round.
Wow,
Well,
5
Phase 3 of
holy
Season of Discovery will
shit.
soon be upon us, and with it comes new loot, new opportunities to gain experience, and new adventure. Let's take a quick look at our new PvE world event called Nightmare Incursions. Picture, if you will, the 4 emerald portals scattered across Azeroth. At this point in history, the Dragons of Nightmare, Terrar, Ysondra, Emerus, and Lethan have not yet arrived to spread their terror. However, as you approach each portal, you can't help but sense hidden danger. Something's not quite right. Those brave enough to enter an emerald portal will be plunged into a realm seeping with corruption and overrun with dragons, treants, and other poor souls driven mad by the corruption. But beware, not all foes are alike. Some enemies can be defeated by a single seasoned adventurer, while others are perhaps too powerful to be faced alone. Nightmare Incursions offer repeatable PvE content for levels 25 through 50. To check it out, simply enter one of the 4 emerald portals located in Duskwood, Ashenvale, Hinterlands, or Feralus. This is a great new opportunity to earn experience, and those who choose to jump in and fight the corruption will have the chance to earn reputation with an all-new faction called the Emerald Wardens. With great danger comes great rewards. The Emerald Wardens will be very grateful for your help and will be offering a selection of choice new items to sweeten the deal. One of the cool things about Nightmare Incursions is that we plan to include some rewards at different player levels, as there will be content available for players roughly level 20 all the way to 50 across all 4 Nightmare portals. The first example is this Nightmare Siphon Trinket, which could be really fun for low-level alts. For level 50, we have the Roar of the Dream, a somewhat unique ring that has a sizable spell damage proc on it. Lastly, we also plan to take a page from the Burning Crusade playbook and make a level 50 PvP set available at Honored with the new Emerald Wardens faction. This set isn't as powerful as some of the other PvP item rewards we plan to add this phase, but it's a good stepping stone into the better items later on. With the launch of Phase 3 comes a host of interesting new updates to professions. Continuing on from the first 2 phases, we'll be introducing a new quest chain to give players access to new nightmare armaments, crafting recipes, as well as some fun things for engineering, enchanting, and alchemy. We've also learned a few lessons from the previous phase of professions, so the cost to access the recipes will be essentially free in terms of raw gold, and the costs of the recipes that Ziri offers in Nomargon are going to be decreased as well, in case you want to buy additional recipes for completion or you have an alt that wants to snag the recipes for themselves. We think gold sinks are important and are going to explore different ways later on to do that,
I hate
but are
gold
not so
sink.
directly on the critical path of gear progression. Here's a quick look at a few of the crafted items you can make this phase. There are many more across various professions and for various specs and roles. As you can see, some of
Channel's power of void, granting immunity to fear for fear. Holy what? Dude, that's so good.
these items offer interesting new on-equipped
This is a warlock killer.
effects which are applied while you're under the influence of the nightmare. If you'd prefer to stay nightmare-free, we've got some cool new items, such as the Void-powered Slayer's Vambraces, which can grant you immunity to fear for 15 seconds.
Holy.
We do plan to allow you to pick up specializations this phase, as well as allow you to level to 300 in each profession. Additionally, we've added a few new surprises here. For example, we are adding a quest to allow you to get additional potion, elixir, and flask procs when crafting those types of consumables. You'll also have to do a little bit of legwork to unlock these things, but the benefits should be well worth it. The lion's share of our new toys involving professions specs will be coming after level 60, and we have some very cool things planned there to allow you to make the most of your professions. Well, that was a lot of updates.
Damn.
I hope I didn't forget anything. Josh, I'm not forgetting anything, am I?
Now that you mention it, Nora, there is one small system update you might have missed. But first, hi, I'm Josh Greenfield, senior game producer on WoW.
Okay, Josh. Holy
So there is one small
moly.
system change coming, and honestly, the update is so minor we almost didn't mention it because we didn't think anyone would really care. But since we're all previewing things, we figured we might as well. So in 115.2 with Phase 3, you may happen upon a dashing.
Oh, we're getting the duo talent. Let's go.
That has one very special talent that he wants to share with you for a small fee, of course. Actually, to be a little bit more specific, he has 2 sets of special talents to share. Like I said, we were pretty sure this wouldn't be a big deal to most players. We probably should have just left it out of the presentation entirely. So, with that, we're approaching the home stretch.
Okay.
We've got a tiny bit more to discuss, and we want to take some time to cover a few other miscellaneous topics, commonly asked questions.
That's
as well
not bad. I thought it was gonna be 1,000 G. Yeah, 50 G is nice.
as a quick look at how things will start to shape up at level 60. So let's jump right into that. So the first topic here is world buffs. As with the previous phases, we'll continue to allow you to use the previous world buff up through the current max level. The new raid, Sunken Temple, will also include a new world buff. We'll also be making some rather powerful consumables available for exchange on a certain NPC using materials found in the Sunken Temple raid. These are spiritually similar to the Zanza elixirs that you could obtain by exchanging items found in Zul'Gurub. They're quite powerful, so you'll definitely want to bring them with you to the raid when you can. Also, as with previous phases, we did want to clarify that bankable, repeatable turn-in items will not function to allow you to level quickly from 40 to 50. We really love the preparation aspects of original WoW, and things like pre-questing are great, but being able to bank hundreds or even thousands of repeatable quest turn-in items to get multiple levels right when the phase begins is not going to be supported in this or any phase going forward. To be clear, this includes things like Marks of Honor, Wastewander water pouches, and the troll necklaces from the Hinterlands. One of the big lessons we've learned in Season of Discovery is how tricky it can be to balance the level up journey and the outdoor world, but to also encourage players to play multiple characters. It's tricky to manage, especially against a seasonal backdrop where the content phases are relatively short by World of Warcraft standards. To help out with this a bit, we introduced a very powerful Discoverer's Delight XP buff at the midpoint of Phase 2. And while that was effective at increasing the speed at which you could level alts, it didn't really help to reduce the fatigue that came with leveling your first main character. By way of a compromise, in Phase 3, you will earn 50% additional XP from all sources from levels 40 to 49, and this will be active right when Phase 3 goes live. This is just to give a slight nudge right away. It will still be a sizable number of hours to hit 50, but this will help move that along without feeling like you're either just flying through zones or conversely in danger of running out of quests.
How do you guys feel about this, chat? I don't mind it. Like he said, it's a seasonal thing. I'd like other people to try out, level up, have fun. I don't think it's bad. I don't mind it. I'm probably going to just play my paladin and my rogue. I don't know if I can do more than that with all the reputation and whatnot. Yeah, maybe a third alt. I don't know. I think 2 is a handful right now, especially with the 2-day lockout of raid. How do you guys feel about that, by the way? I like that it's a 3-day lockout and we get to do more of it, but at the same time, man, getting the raid team on the same page to get on every 3-day, it's a little rough. Like, if you raid it in retail or in Final Fantasy or Lost Ark, you choose like 1 or 2 day, and then you could just set it on that day, right? Like, let's do it every Tuesday. Let's do it every Sunday or Saturday. But then this one, since it's rotating every 3 day, I guess you could do once a week and then pug the other one like that. I don't know. There's solutions, but it's a little bit stressful. He doesn't know? Wait, what do you mean I don't know? It's a weekly? Oh! No way, man.
Questing is your preferred leveling method. Note that the 100% buff from 1 through 39 will remain in place as well. Overall, we think that these buffs are a decent solution, but they aren't what we consider to be ideal. We're going to carry
what does this shirt say, chat? Epic WoW Team hoodie. Bind when equipped. Oh shit, that's pretty cool. Durability, 11 stamina, and 11 intellect, 11 frost resistance. That's pretty cool. What does the bottom say? Equip increase coziness and comfort by 11.
What we learned forward
Wow.
if we do something like this again, and maybe look at other adjustments we can make to help smooth the leveling curve in general. Additionally, as with Black Fathom Deeps before, Nomergon will give a sizable amount of XP for each boss kill, so continuing to run that with your guild will be a worthwhile activity when it is available to you. On the same token, we see Nightmare Incursions as a good quick way to get a good chunk of XP if you find yourself wanting a change of pace from your normal leveling routine. There's a lot of repeatable content.
Yo, how are you guys gonna level? Are you gonna level spamming dungeon or are you gonna do quest? Phase 2, I did quest to 37 and then I spammed so I could get pre-raid biz. Dude, this time I'm just gonna spam dungeon, man. I'm just gonna spam dungeon, get all my rune, boom, I'm done. Play some Plunderstorm and then raid log. And some PvP. Dude, F it, man. I need to find 4 mages to whip and I'll tank and we progress into chat. I think that's what we're doing, man. I'm gonna be killing Zia. Okay, so most of you guys are spam dungeoning. Okay.
That gives experience there. As for the raid release and lockout schedule, we've been thinking a lot about this and we've decided to shift Sunken Temple to a weekly lockout, and it will be available
There it is.
right at the release of Phase 3.
There it is.
Kind of similar to what we did with Nomergon in Phase 2. Players will have 5 full days to hit level 50 if you want to try and get in a raid during that first lockout, and then the raid will work like any other weekly lockout, resetting on Tuesday or your normal regional lockout day. We decided to make this swap for a few reasons. First, we've gotten feedback from players saying they would like to have a bit more consistency with their raid schedule, and with the raid size going up to 20 players in this phase, being able to plan long term is even more important. We'll also talk about this a little bit more in the next few slides, but we're also thinking ahead to what the raiding landscape will look like once we hit level 60. That also informs this decision. Lastly, on this topic, we will be sure we are being generous with drops to compensate for this change. That's a good segue to talk about level 60 in-game. Since we're getting close
speaking of drops, I still don't have the pummeler on my paladin. And I raided every single lockout. I haven't missed a single lockout. Not a single one. And I still don't have the weapon. This is effed up. This happened in phase 1 too, where I couldn't get my weapon, Strike of the Hydra, until the last week. Dude, why am I so unlucky?
60, we think it makes sense to dig into a few more details of what you can expect starting with Phase 4. This preview is very, very early and in no way comprehensive, but it's just meant to be a minor sneak peek at some things we have cooking. Again, to stress that much of what you will see here is still very much in development, and some specifics could and likely will change. This is more of a look at our general thought process, rather than the actual set-in-stone plans we have. As we alluded to a few slides ago, we plan to standardize raid lockouts from level 50 and beyond to a weekly reset. This includes things like Zul'Gurub, Ruins of Anchorage, and Onyxia's Lair. We also want to ensure with our itemization updates, many of the items, even in early raids, remain relevant for a pretty good long time. Ultimately, this is a very classic approach, and many items you got even as your pre-raid best in slot, such as the Hand of Justice or the Savage Gladiator chain, remained good for several tiers, and we want to carry this forward.
Take my money.
With this in mind, however, we know you will likely want to run several different raids a week, but we want to avoid a situation where logistics gets messy because you have to contend with a large number of irregular, unwieldy raid log timers. By the time Blackwing Lair is out, for example, there's going to be a large menu of relevant things to do.
Damn, we're close to 60.
And being able to plan and schedule activities on a predictable...
Wait, Saw's almost over? How many more patches are we going to get out? I guess we still have a lot. We'll get to 60 and maybe we'll have like 3 to 4, or maybe more actually. Maybe they'll have more in plan for 60 raids.
Cadence is going to be very important. Last quick note on this, while Upper Blackrock
up to 2025 probably.
A 10-player raid, it's never had a lockout, and that will remain true. It's essentially a 10-player dungeon and will remain that way. So go farm those Briarwood raids. Another very frequently asked question we've received is, what about weapon skill racial bonuses? From the start, we've suggested that you shouldn't need to worry too much about things like orc and human weapon skills long term, and that you should feel good about choosing whatever race you want based on their aesthetics or other bonuses that race gets apart from weapon skill bonus. Every phase, we get asked for a status update on this, and we just wanted to confirm that yes, the solution is coming at level 60. At level 60, you will be able to discover a method to essentially swap in and out up to 2 weapon skill bonuses for your character. So, for example,
Wait,
if I were a
what?
Troll Fury warrior and I had a mace and a dagger, I could swap my passive bonuses to +5 maces and +5 daggers. Please note that these weapon skill bonuses do not stack with each other.
What about racial ability though? Ah, okay. These passes will not stack. Okay. He answered
with
that.
a
He answered
certain
that.
race's normal passive weapon skill bonus. So in the same scenario, if I were a human warrior, I already get +5 maces from my racial skill. So instead, I might want to use +5 bows and +5 daggers.
But if
So
they choose to get the 5/5, can trolls still use like their racial ability or no?
maybe my bow skill had a better chance to hit if I was pulling higher level mobs. Just like your racial skills, however, these
What? That's
passives will
OP.
stack with any weapon skill you gain from items, such as Obsidian Edge Blade or Maladath Ruined Blade of the Black Flight. These unlockable passives will be available right at level 60, and while there will be a short discovery to unlock them, everyone who wants them will have access to them early on. Continuing that line of thought, yes, priests will also be able to unlock other races' unique priest spells as well, such as Devouring Plague and Fear Ward. We don't want to spoil how this
Man, what the fuck? I'm a human rogue, man. I'm getting fucked in the ass. What the fuck? I wanted to be a Nido. I chose human.
will work just yet, but just like weapon skills, we do get asked about this a lot and wanted to confirm that this was also coming and would be available early on at level 60. There will also be discoveries tied to accessing these spells as well. So this
I
is
like
the last
it.
big
It's
item
cool.
in our
It's
level
cool.
60 preview, and we think it's the most impactful, as items are obviously going to be a major focus of the new level 60 endgame. We're essentially totally revamping tier sets to add multiple variants for different specs and roles that each class can fill. We don't necessarily intend to make a full set for every single niche playstyle in every raid tier, as some classes could end up with upwards of 5 to 7 sets every few months. But we do want to try and cover a lot of the major roles as well as some new playstyles we've added to different classes, so that most unique roles each class has access to get something cool at some point during their level 60 journey. Additionally, we plan to revamp many existing non-set dungeon and raid items at level 60, as well as adding new best-in-slot or nearly best-in-slot crafting options at 60. We think there's a lot of fun and interesting things we can do with the level 60 professions and profession specialization crafts, and we plan to expand on those to keep crafting more relevant for a longer period of time. Lastly, swapping professions.
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate this, like the community team talking and giving us feedback, what we want to hear and not hear. Dude, WoW's been taking W's for me. This is great.
Specializations will be easier and more flexible, but will likely have a cost associated with doing so. We're still ironing out the final design for what this will look like, but if you're familiar with how this worked in Burning Crusade, that might be a good starting point to inform how this might work. Finally, here's a few quick examples of what potential new tier sets could look like. These are very much not finalized, so any of the stats or set bonuses could and probably will change.
Okay, yo, please make a red version and a holy version. Oh, I don't want to.
So first off, you'll notice we've got a tanking rogue set with a very interesting 8-piece bonus. We've also got a Shotgun Paladin set. that
Oh,
really
no
plays up
shotgun.
key
Oh,
abilities
who cares about shotgun, man?
such as Exorcism and Holy Shock. Lastly, we have a Boomkin set that really leans into some of the bonuses we've recently added to Moonkin form. Again, these are somewhat early on, rough draft versions of some of these items, but we think being able to make exciting new variations of these
exciting
iconic item
girl.
sets is very cool, and it's going
it's
to be
so
a defining
cool.
feature of the level 60 endgame. So with that, we're
Wow.
done with today's presentation.
Chat, round of
Thank
applause.
you for bearing with us on
That
this
was
one,
great.
as it was a long one. We've had a blast on this wild season of Discovery journey with you so far, and we honestly can't wait to get Phase 3 into your hands, as well as provide a bit more information on Phase 4 as we start getting a little bit closer to that. As always, we want to express a heartfelt thanks from the WoW Classic development team. Thank you for playing with us. thank you for the feedback, and thank you for the
Wow.
participation in helping us develop this season.
Wow.
We'll see you again when Season of Discovery Phase 3 goes live shortly. Thank you again, and goodbye.
Wow, that was a great video. Thank you to the WoW team again. I'm loving it. I'm loving Classic WoW, Retail WoW, Plunderstorm. WoW team's doing great. They're doing great.